Your Space Coast vacation is preparing for liftoff. Start counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's time for a beach vacay that feels like heaven. 6, 5, 4. Come explore Melbourne and the beaches. 3, 2, 1. It's time for some rocket-filled fun. Count down to your best beach vacation ever on Florida's Space Coast. Launch your planning now at visitspacecoast.com. That's visitspacecoast.com.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to a J360 Mini Bite, hosted by J.M. Brady. And I am your host, J.M. Brady. So let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Another week of content. And you know, since I had to juggle a few things, I was busy working on some preparations for the website and some new stuff, I kind of had to go with an alternative schedule this week. Yeah, I know. Usually Wednesday's all about the J-Man show, but whenever I'm in like a little bit of a pinch, I have a guarantee where like if it didn't happen on the day of, it'll happen the day after. And I've been working with that for quite some time. So if things start to shift a little, I'll let you know. And in terms of emergencies, you know, it kind of helps. And then, of course, I also have another level of emergency preparations for, like, whenever things get crazy. And truth be told, what you're bound to do. Speaking of awesome things, though, J360 Jams really took off, didn't it? I didn't expect it, man. I'm telling you. Even to this day, that show still finds ways to surprise me. Much like the J-Man show does. But I was, like, blown away by how positive the reception was for the 3-Hour Galaxy Tour. That was just incredible. I mean, all that stuff came together, all the artists that came out, and all the people that were excited and loving it. That was a goal achieved. Yeah, I got to give everybody a shout out. It was all a victory that evening. And I mean, like, you know, how do you top that? How do you top any of the series that I do? I just always say this, hey, just keep on going. Don't even worry about it. Like, you look at it for what it achieved, and then you're like, you know what? We just keep going no matter what. Because, I mean, one way or another, if you worry about how your episodes are from good to bad or whatever, I mean, if you worry about that stuff, it'll mess with you because there's always that one episode there, you know, and you hope that you achieve the same results, if not more. But remember, it's an adventure like anything else, so you have to keep on climbing. That's what I see about every single show that I do. And I'll tell you the truth, right here with J360 TV, that's another hurdle. And it's coming together. I mean, one way or another. Since there is no Jams episode this week, I can actually work on that and have it under control. So I'll just see how that goes. I mean, when a minor setback happens, you have to always find a way to make it work. And not want to be outdone, that's usually what I do. So I have plans for that as well. And it is the Holiday Fest now, which means that, guess what? We'll be talking about all sorts of Yuletide cheer. We'll be having some things to go ahead and bring out the best in us, even though it's a crazy time and there's still that division over here in my country. You know, I have to say that because things are global now. So it's just like, huh. And it's very unique. I'm loving it, man. I'm just loving it. Oh, only one place to go, and that is up. Never forget that. You see what I'm saying? And I just like the way that new level is coming together. And also, things have changed on the filmmaker front for right now. I'm keeping an eye on that. I mean, the VOD market is still a thing. A lot of virtual film festivals are coming together. And honestly, for 2021, J-Man's coming back into filmmaking, y'all. I'm doing what I gotta do. Matter of fact, I have the notes for a documentary right here. So for those that have been asking, like, what have I been kind of working with? Yeah, it's time to go ahead and do another follow-up to that documentary I did way back in 2014. So, you know, I gotta ease back into it, but it has to happen. In addition to a few video sketches. So, you know, we're gonna have some fun, guys. One way or another, just stretching stretching those muscles and flexing. Got to do what I got to do. Because that's what it's all about. And for those of you that were concerned about that, yes, don't worry. Just because I'm doing films doesn't mean that I'm turning my back on J360 Radio or J360 TV. Those projects are still going together. Everything's still lined up, so no worries. We got it going on. But I will tell you this about J360 Jams, however. I do need to have to put a limit on it in terms of tracks. But you guys don't have to worry about that yet, because what I want us to do right now, I want us to party the hell out of 2020. We're going to get out of this year with a bang. I'm telling you that right now. Between the next 2 episodes, yes, I'll go ahead and admit it right now, 14's already ready. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting right there, guys. I mean, one way or another, if 13's at bat, 14 is getting prepared. You guys are just amazing, especially the submissions that come in. I was like, ain't got no choice. I have to put all that stuff together, you know? But at least with 13, though, I mean, 13's all set and ready to go. There's going to be 40 tracks for that. 14, I'm going to ask you guys a question on the date of that episode, because it requires, you know, it requires a question between Thursday and Friday of that time. But don't you worry about that right now. And for those of you artists out there that think that you have to make a song for every time J360 Jams is around, I just want you to relax, take your time, make your music at your pace. That Jams opportunity is available for a lifetime. When you talk to me about it, I'll give you a shot. And chances are you'll be on the listing. But, you know, like when I let you know what the episode is, that's when you'll know. Okay? So don't get bent out of shape. Don't get upset. You know what I mean? And don't think that J-Ben doesn't like your work. I have to comb through it. You know what I mean? One way or another, you guys are going to be okay. And for a lot of other artists out there, don't feel pressured. There's a rotation in effect. You guys will be okay. I mean, one way or another, you know, you just use what best represents you. You have to use what works best for you. And that way, you know, I make it as fair and as open as I can. So you guys will be well taken care of. I try to take care of all the people that are in my charge, especially the ones I work with. And my staff understands this, so, you know, one way or another, we're all good. And it'll be well worth the wait, because every other week, y'all, we gonna party out. And leave your baggage at the door, if you will. All right, another thing, the Spider-Man 3 stuff is actually looking really good. Doc Ock is back! I mean, right off the bat, man, I can't think of anybody other than Alfred Molina who could actually play Dr. Octopus very well in live action form. I mean, because he really fits the role. And not only that, that's why Spider-Man 2 seems to always be ahead of the game every time I watch it. Because it's just like his tragedy and everything about him. It's just, he's a very three-dimensional villain. And the fact that they got him back, and he's going to be facing against other Spider-Men, because allegedly Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are back too. And then they have Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Like, this thing is getting loaded. I'm just wondering what the cohesive plot's going to be. I mean, they've already proved that they could do it in animated form, right? What with Spider-Verse, and that's Miles' story. So, you know, maybe they could pull this off in a 2-hour film, I guess. Well, hey, look, I'm not going to say anything to jinx it up, because some of the most dangerous things to say in filmmaking, you know, end up either making or breaking a film. So I don't want to say, you know, any of that. That is until tomorrow when the J-Mat shows around, because all bets are off during that. That's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm excited. I've seen some things for Godzilla vs. Kong, which was the movie that I was anticipating, damn it. When I graduated college, my idea was to go over there and watch that movie and then find a way to go and get to the West Coast. But, you know, due to reasons, I have to rework that plan. In which, by the way, it is coming together for it. Not afraid at all. It will be done. But yeah, as I sit here and I look at this, I'm like, this is the movie I'm waiting for. I mean, everybody's waiting for Wonder Woman and Black Widow, which, by the way, you know, both films are going to get their due. I know, like, Wonder Woman's supposed to be coming out this month on Christmas, right, for HBO Max, and it allegedly is supposed to go to theaters, but if anything, it'll be on HBO Max. And I'm sitting there right now, and I'm like, well, I mean, because I know Christopher Nolan is pissed. And dare I say it, I can't really blame him, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Anytime certain corporations see dollar signs, dude, they're going to go ahead and jump into that trend for what it's worth. And then after a while, they'll probably won't look back, you know? And at best, I just always wonder this. Why is everything so final with people when it should always be like a choice? Like, I don't want to lose the experience of going to the movies. You see what I'm saying? Even though at home I have a pretty good setup. And it's only going to get better once I get my new place. But, you know, I just look at it. I'm like, the VOD market's good, but you see, once now that the mainstream know about VOD a lot more, how is the independents are going to rise up in it? Will we get a fair shake? Will we have to fight for that fair shake? That's the thing. The market is kind of interesting, but, you know, we as filmmakers out here, we do what we can. But the distribution is really what helps us. It can either make us or break us. And one way or another, we got to figure out a way to make that work. And that's the only problem that's kind of holding up a few things. Because, you know, for a while there, distributors were ripping off the filmmakers. Sad but true. But we'll go in depth with all those controversies on the J-Man Show tomorrow. And, of course, you know, the Power Play will be coming back. I did the prototype the other day. It went... I wasn't a fan of it. You know why? Because the thing is, I've done that show so many times, and it's different forms, and I know I could just do better than that. So I'm going to go ahead and retweak that a little bit throughout our product schedule, even though the episode is supposed to happen on Friday. So if you see things look a little different than what you saw, it's really because I'm always working on it. And I'm not afraid to go ahead and make changes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes to thrive, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, and you're going to have to leave a certain design alone and go into the new design. That's just the way it is. So that's how you do. And one way or another, I do have a way of presenting you guys a pretty good presentation. So I'm not at all worried about it. And then making the preparations is just they're going to continue to grow. So, yes. And then as it is a Holiday Fest episode, you know, we'll go ahead and we'll spread that Yuletide cheer. But don't worry, y'all, there's no Mariah Carey in sight. I know some people in retail are going crazy because of that song. But I always have a question to ask. Are we mad at that song because of its popularity, or are we mad at that song because they overplay it in stores everywhere and it just, you understand what I'm saying? I think it's the second one. Because, you know, Mariah can sing. So I really have nothing against her. But it's those stations. Or not even a station anymore, man. It's not stations. It's like music packages and they just yada, yada, yada. And even if it is a holiday fest sort of thing, you know, we won't be playing too much Christmas music. You know what I'm saying? We're celebrating the time. We're celebrating the tidings. We're celebrating coming together as a community. And then, like, where we go from here. And, you know, 2021, it's going to be a ride. Put it that way. And as I say that, you know, I have hope for it. But like I say, it's going to be a ride. And then, by the end of it all, we'll just say, oh, what a rush. And party it out again, like we're supposed to. So everything's excitable right here in J360 Productions. And you know something else? I just wanted to do that for dead air. You like that dramatic effect? Actually, you want to know what else? I'm glad you all are on this adventure with me. Because I have so much anticipation, man. I could just see it coming. Nothing but bright lights ahead. This is going to be awesome. Oh, by the way, for those of you wondering about the next big crossovers that I have, yeah, the Hangout show is actually being built right now, and I have it together to where I need it. And then I also have a plan of podcasters that I want to join on it. The thing is, should I go ahead and give you guys a mailing list, or do you guys want to actually... You know what? Here's the thing. Go ahead and ask me about it. Just put J360 Productions at Outlook.com. Email me. Put in the subject line, J360 Hangouts, and then just ask me about, like, what dates are open for you. Because if anything... You know, one way or another, this thing is going to start in 2021. And I would like to say around February time is the anticipated premiere. Even though you can listen to some of its older form episodes right now. You can. But you see, I'm about to work on the new grid and the new lineup for it. So it's a continuation of what you got as far as when it was J360 Radio Live. But it's not that anymore. All right? So one way or another, we have some things to work with, new ideas in play, and I got to get off this thing because we're getting close to that 15-minute limit. So this is J-Man signing off. I want you all to take it easy. The J-Man show is happening tomorrow at 10 live. And that's 10 p.m., by the way. Okay? See you then.
Your Space Coast vacation is preparing for liftoff. Start counting down now. 10, 9, 8, 7. It's time for a beach vacay that feels like heaven. 6, 5, 4. Come explore Melbourne and the beaches. 3, 2, 1. It's time for some rocket-filled fun. Countdown to your best beach vacation ever on Florida's Space Coast. Launch your planning now at visitspacecoast.com. That's visitspacecoast.com.